Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while. I was going to talk about this earlier, but I was sick all of last week, so I just wasn't motivated to obviously do this. I did watch the draft, but that was really about it for me. And I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on the Ravens draft picks this year. We had 11 of them. And granted, even though I think we made two trades, we still used all 11 picks, having one in each round from rounds 1 through 5, and then a round 7. And then we had 5 picks in round 6. So it was a busy year for us, as I'm so used to us not having a second round pick because it seems like we always trade it. But this year, we had a lot of compensatory picks and, obviously our own picks. And needless to say, EDC cooked. Like, this was probably his most impressive draft yet, at least when you look at it on paper. Like, I think the 2018 draft, getting Lamar and Mark Andrews in that draft was cool and all that stuff too. And we've had good drafts as well. I mean, might I remind you that in 1996, our two first round picks were Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis, who are both Hall of Famers, our first two Hall of Famers in our history. But with this one, it was just different because with the first round, I didn't specifically know where we were going to go. Like, heading into this year was one of the years where I was like, okay, the Ravens could go a couple ways here. They could go offensive line, they could go safety, they could go corner. Heck, I even felt like maybe at some point, if it was there, they would, go like running back or something like that, because there were some decent running backs there too. And I know technically Derrick Henry's contract is up at the end of this season, but he's trying to get an extension. But we'll see how that goes. And of course, in the 27th, with the 27th pick in the first round, we got Georgia safety Malachi Starks, and I give that an A plus straight across the board there. I mean, that was just a straight up steal. I don't know why he fell to number 27, but I'm glad he did, because this guy, paired up with Kyle Hamilton is going to be dangerous. And even having a Darius Washington, you can still line this guy up, to play corner in the linebacker position. He's just a nice player overall. And is probably more of a ball hawk than Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton's more of the, he's a good coverage guy and can, meet you at the line of scrimmage. Malachi Starks can get his interceptions. Then in the second round, now there's some controversy behind this guy, and I'll get to it. And I think this is the reason he fell to the second round, 59th overall. Outside linebacker from Marshall, Mike Green, who is a pass rusher. Now, he was definitely on my board of people I wanted the Ravens to draft. I didn't know if he would be on the board, but apparently he was, because he fell mainly because apparently, 5, 6 years back, I saw that he had some sexual assault allegations against him. Now, obviously, I don't think anything came from those, but the Ravens ended up getting a guy who could be a really, really solid pass rusher and one of the biggest steals in the draft. I love the way he gets off the ball, and he plays for Marshall too, which doesn't seem like it's a big deal because Marshall's not a huge college, but it is one of the more successful Power 5 schools, and I'm just very, very happy that he fell to us. Then in the third round with the 91st pick, we actually went offense this time, got LSU tackle Emory Jones. And I'm an LSU Tiger fan, so I can tell you that this pick is already great. He was blocking for Jaden Daniels when he was there, and of course Garrett Nussmeier recently. He's just big, and he reminds me a lot of what the Ravens look for at the offensive line position. So that one was really good too. Then with the fourth round pick, 129th overall, we got, I think you say it, Teddy Buchanan. It's weird how his name is spelled. It's spelled Tedd YE, but I think it's still Teddy, or it could be Teddy Buchanan from California. Don't know much about him, but looking at his game, again, he seems like a really good fit for this defense, because that's what the Ravens play for in the draft. I mean, they'll go with best available, but at the same point in time, too, they do a lot of, this where, hey, does he fit the scheme of, our offense or defense? And if so, then maybe we should draft him. So I really, really like that pick. Then in the fifth round, 141st overalls, I think we had the 136th pick, and we traded back to the 141st pick. We got Carson Vincent, tackle out of Alabama A&M. This was the guy I knew the least about, mainly because he plays for Alabama A&M. And, I try to pay attention to those smaller schools because they always seem to have some sort of, gems come out of them. I mean, look at, North Dakota State with Carson Wentz and whatever they, but they're like the Alabama of the FCS anyway. But yeah, I like the move. Gives us some depth there, and this is about the time of the draft, fifth round, where they're not necessarily guaranteed a roster spot. So he's gonna have to fight. But again, I think we'll see there. Then with these, our first of five sixth round picks, 178th overall, we got Bill Hall Cone out of Western Michigan. Again, I mean, we definitely needed help in at the corner position. I mean, still Marlon Humphrey was balling out. Nate Wiggins was great rookie season last year, and we added what was it, a Wuzier from Tennessee. So our 1, 2, 3 corners are pretty much taken, but it pays to have depth behind that. Losing Brandon Stevens, I think definitely that was a need. So we got a corner there. He wouldn't be the only corner we draft in this round, but we'll get to him later. Then comes ironically one of the better, or not even better, one of the biggest picks of our draft. As with the 186th pick, the Ravens took Tyler Loop, kicker out of Arizona. And for those that don't know, this could very well smell the end of Justin Tucker in Baltimore. And I hate saying that because, he's done so much for this franchise. But, and even if you take away the allegations against him that he's going through, the year he had last year, what was it, 8 missed field goals, 2 extra points, 10 missed kicks total, the most he's ever had in a season. I don't know if that's just a sign of he's actually declining or it was just a down year. Like, I don't know. Keep in mind, he's been in the league 13 years. And although most kickers can kick past, 15, 16, 17 years, some of them make it 20. Look at Adam Vinatieri, Morton Anderson, all that. Even Matt Stover was around for a while. But the Ravens had never drafted a kicker before. We've drafted punters a few times, like Sam Cook and our current punter Jordan Stout. But when you look at Justin Tucker, he was undrafted free agent. I believe Steven Hauschka was an undrafted free agent. And then the only other guys to kick in the regular season for us, which that would be Billy Cundiff, Matt Stover, and Wade Ritchie, those guys were all veterans, and we signed them to a deal. And we have had some guys come and go in the preseason as well. But for the most part, the Ravens have only had 5 kickers kick a field goal, at least a field goal in the regular season, and it looks like Tyler Loop is going to be the 6th as he becomes the first kicker we ever draft. Now, how good is this guy? Well, let's just say he's got a leg on him. His accuracy is decent. I think he made 84.5% of his field goals in college, and he set multiple Arizona Wildcat kicking records. And of course, there's the video where he kicked the 62-yarder against Houston last year and made it. So he's got a leg on him. He made his highlight tape is a good bit of 50-plus yard field goals that he made. So I don't think he's going to have the same accuracy as Justin Tucker. I think he'll be under 90%, like most kickers are when it comes to field goals. But he's pretty much got the same kind of leg that Justin Tucker has. So I wasn't surprised that we took a kicker. I think the Ravens did it because at the 182nd pick, the Patriots took Borales from Miami. So I feel like the Ravens were like, all right, a kicker's off the board. We got to go get our guy now if we want to, because who knows, he might get drafted somewhere. So the Justin Tucker era, that might signal the end. It's one thing if we got an undrafted rookie free agent or signed a free agent veteran, that I could still see okay, maybe Justin Tucker's staying, but I think this just signals the end, whether, he has the allegations against him or not, because again, he had a down year. It kind of reminds me of the Ray Rice thing, how, I mean, even before, the video came out with him and his wife, he had a down year in 2013. So I figured that Ray Rice was kind of, going to be working his way out anyway. And, this just doesn't surprise me at all. So, yeah. And then with our third 6th round pick, 203rd overall, we got wide receiver LeJonte Wester out of Colorado. So a Deion Sanders product. This guy, I don't think he's going to line up at receiver a lot. I think he's going to be a kick and punt returner. He's definitely got the athleticism and the speed, and he did that at Colorado too. Because, when you look at our top four receivers, we got Zay Flowers, Pro Bowler, Rashad Bateman. We added DeAndre Hopkins, and Tylan Wallace re-signed. And Tylan Wallace seems like, every so often he makes a big play or two during a game that sparks the offense. So I feel like Wester is going to be that number 5, number 6 receiver that you have mainly for special teams purposes. But nonetheless, I do like the pick. I think for a late round pick, it was the right one there because obviously, he was the number 2 receiver on Colorado playing in the shadows of Travis Hunter. So, he's not going to get as much recognition. Then another steal at the 210th pick, 6th round, 4th of our picks in that round. Aeneas Pebbles from Virginia Tech. I mean, this guy can get through the line. He can stop the run. He is just excellent. Kind of reminds me a lot of like Brandon Williams, how we got him late in the draft, and he turned out to be one of the best run stoppers in the league. I mean, we were already number 1 against the run last season, and it's just getting better. So, yeah, Aeneas Pebbles, great pickup. He was another one that I had the Ravens, like in my 7th-round mock draft for the Ravens, drafting late like this. I didn't think he would fall to the 6th round, but he did, and he actually called all the other teams that passed on him pussies. So a lot of trash talk. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, then 2 picks later, our last pick of the 6th round, 212th overall, we got our second corner, Robert Longerbeam from Rutgers. This guy, again, was another one I had on our list. It's kind of interesting that we went with 2 corners, one being, like I said, Balil Code and then Robert Longerbeam. But again, great cover skills. Not a guy that's going to get a lot of interceptions, but when you're a corner, you don't necessarily need to get interceptions. You just need to stop the receiver from catching the ball, which is something that he seems to be pretty good at. And then with our final pick of the draft, the 7th round, 243rd overall, we got offensive lineman Garrett Dellinger. So we got 3 offensive linemen, 2 of them tackles, and then I believe Garrett Dellinger is a guard, another LSU guy. So again, me being an LSU Tiger fan like Emory Jones, Garrett Dellinger is the real deal. He blocked for Jaden Daniels, a mobile quarterback, so he knows how to block for quarterbacks of Lamar's, caliber like that. All in all, I mean, the Ravens they took advantage of these NFL teams just letting these players drop. Like I said, I didn't think Malachi Starks was going to be there for us in the 1st round, but lo and behold, he was. And then Mike Green, I just have a feeling that Mike Green is going to be the biggest steal of the draft because I mean, his pass rushing skills, man, his bull rush is so dangerous. And again, I think the most intriguing one for me is the kicker because, like I say, he's got a leg, he's got decent accuracy, and with us drafting a kicker, that just makes me think that okay, Tucker's days are numbered. Whether we release him and he never plays again, or we release him and he goes somewhere else. Now you're probably wondering, oh well, we haven't released Justin Tucker yet. What does that mean? Well, I know after June 1st, if we cut Justin Tucker, then we get $4 million back in cap space. Whereas if we cut him now, we get dead cap. So I'm thinking that maybe we're waiting till June 2nd to part ways with Justin Tucker. But again, we'll see because apparently the Ravens, because Justin Tucker was in the building, he was kicking field goals or whatever. Apparently the Ravens did talk to and mention to Justin Tucker, like, hey, we're probably taking a kicker in the draft this year, just letting you know. So at least they paid him the respect to let him know that it was probably going to happen. But the Ravens still aren't necessarily committed on, is Tucker going to stay? Is he going to go? What's going to happen? Because then you got to think, if Tucker does stay, but you really want Tyler Loop, you're not going to keep two kickers on the active roster. So then Loop has to go on the practice squad, meaning that my internet went down for a second, but it's back up. But yeah, overall, Eric DeCosta, A- draft. Just a lot of these picks I liked. I don't think I saw a pick where I was like, why do we pick that guy? Like last year, we picked the quarterback from Kentucky, Lear, and I'm like, I don't know why. Like, I get it. I mean, Josh Johnson isn't necessarily the best backup quarterback considering you just lost Tyler Huntley. But at the same point in time, I was just like, he's a late round pick. He's probably not going to see the field, which lo and behold, outside of the preseason, he never saw the field. But yeah, Outside of that, I mean, there were some guys I did definitely with the Ravens 2 draft. Like, I know in the first round, I had us getting James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. He actually went the pick before us as the Falcons traded back in and took him. But, the Falcons needed an edge rusher too. And I think they took two edge rushers in the first round. So that's when I kind of knew, like, James Pierce Jr. I was like, okay, well, this guy seemed to be the obvious choice the Ravens were going to pick. So now where are we going to go with it? It says I lost action again. There we go. So anyway, that's it for me. Would really like to hear the comments. Who do you think is the best pick in this draft for the Ravens? Do you think that they got a steal with Malachi Starks? And who else in this draft for the Ravens do you think could be an absolute steal? And also, what do you think about them taking a kicker? Not just because of the whole Justin Tucker thing, but because we've never done it before. We've never drafted a kicker up until now. And I mean, hey, at least on paper, it's a guy who's actually good. He's got a leg. He's accurate. So, I mean, I will take it. But yeah, that's it for me. I might be making a video again sometime soon, but again, we will see as things go on. But yeah, stay safe out there, and I will catch you all in the next one.